Donald Trump has been called a strong man, someone with an authoritarian style, which he never tried to hide. Some say that wider anti-feminist backlash helped propel Trump to victory, which leaves us with another pressing question today. What do we think this Trump victory says about women's place in this election?
Ooh, this is a big one. Oh, where do we even begin with this, right? I think sometimes I saw a good friend post something earlier today saying sometimes like when everyone's gonna write a think piece about like why Trump won and why Kamala lost, she's like, maybe the most simple answer is the best answer, which is it was a man versus a woman.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely part of this. Maybe it's not all of the discussion, but I think we have to consider that. But I also think that the strong man is the thing about this that really hones in on this because, you know, I think it was Chris Cuomo who actually posted this video ages ago, and he said, I think we make the mistake believing that Trump followers are like Trump. He says, no, that's actually the wrong thing. They are voting somebody in who is dirty, brash, racist, misogynist, not because they are or they believe that, but because they want that kind of guy in the White House because it's a dirty job up against a lot of other dirty guys around the world. That strongman theory makes sense to me because it would be like me getting a beautiful new house and a white picket fence. What kind of dog do I want in the front yard? I don't want a little Chihuahua, no offense if you have a Chihuahua. I have a Doberman. I want Rottweilers. I want a Pit Bull. I want somebody, maybe, to come in and who's going to protect us. There are wars around the world right now, and you have scary characters.
Except that he's like, he's befriending them.
But
Like
that's the problem.
he's the bad guy. He's kissing their butts. If we want to keep with the analogy of the dogs.
No, but that's exactly why. You need a dog in the dog fight, and you're not going to put a Chihuahua in against another pit bull.
But when he's in that dog fight, he bows down and becomes a Chihuahua when he's next to those big dogs, and that's the problem.
Well, we'll see.
Keeping it real. I kind of see what you're saying there, Mel, because, you know, I think that there is something to be said for the fact that, you know, as I was saying earlier about the anger that people feel and the frustration that they feel. And I think that Donald Trump's strongman persona and Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock and all the people that we saw at the Republican convention over the summer, I think that it's sending this, I think maybe people feel, maybe subconsciously, that it's sending this message out into the universe that we're down but we're not out. Don't mess with us. And, you know, people may feel like, you know, again, they're not being heard, that maybe, you know, the economy isn't as good, but with this external force. And I think, you know, you can't have this conversation without talking a little bit about the manosphere that has evolved, that has really, you know, come about in the last few years, the Joe Rogan experience, and even the hashtag tradwives stuff. There's something else going on in popular culture and in social media that is ginning up this sense of trying to recalibrate the roles, gender roles, and who we are, you know, and as a nation, and what our personality is.
I was reflecting, as I'm sure many people were, that two women tried to go against this same man, right? And like, it's the only time two very smart, powerful, intelligent women, and they lost
different generations, different
very
paths.
much so. But again, all connected to, in a way, a particular democratic vision. They are all interconnected to something that I think people are a little tired of. I don't know. For me, I think we overestimated women coming together, like I said earlier. There was this idea that women would all feel the same kind of rage towards Trump for his history, for the fact that he's a rapist, ostensibly, how all of the things that he's done against women's rights. They thought that that would be the thing, and they were wrong. And I think they also underestimated younger voters who were mad at Kamala. I mean, I was following it, this is anecdotal, but I think a lot of them were still mad at Kamala. I'm not saying that they then voted for Trump. I just think they either didn't vote at all or they voted for someone else.
What were they mad at Kamala for, though?
Because they felt that the Biden administration, that she's complicit in the Biden administration and the way in which they aren't being aggressive in issues in the Middle East. That's what many young voters are feeling like.
Or climate.
Or climate, exactly. That they're complicit in upholding certain things.
Or guns,
That's right, all of that.
That's very interesting. Listen, I want to quote James Brown, was like, this is a man's world and nothing has changed. And this race to me really just illustrated that, you know what, you can be, and this is, I'm glad you said what you said about your daughter, because it kind of gave me a different vision of it, because I felt like if I had a daughter today, I don't know what I would say to her. Because I look at a woman like Kamala Harris, who's made all the right decisions, worked really, really hard, and kept her nose clean. And she was in a fight up against somebody who's a senior citizen Nepo baby, who's been racist. He's racist. His list of things, you got to staple it to the paper because there's such a long list of all the horrible things he's done. And still, they were neck and neck. So I'm like, what do I tell a young woman? How do I tell her, go to college, work hard. It's all going to pay off. When we watched this race and she did all the right things, and it still did not pay off. So I just feel like we're still in that fight. We still have to fight.
Can I just say one really quick thing? As I'm listening to you, I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about 2016 versus 2024. And I think a number of people at the time in 2016 thought, well, you know, Donald Trump, he's not a career politician, but once he understands the enormity of the White House and becoming president of the United States and the nuclear codes and all this stuff, it's gonna change him. What happened is he changed politics. He changed the game of how you govern. He changed the game of what became norms, as you talked about, the stapled list of all of the things about Donald Trump. One of those things 8 years ago would have been disqualifying. Now, you know, the government didn't change him, the process didn't change him, he changed it into his own life.
And also what's frustrating is we know that if Kamala was accused of just a fraction of the things he's been accused of, she wouldn't even have a chance to be in politics. We'd be laughing, being like, this woman's out of her mind, there's no way. But there he is.
Yeah, I think that's the harsh reality maybe that I'm grappling with today is us, we, them, we think we're so far ahead in this world.
We think we've made strides.
But I don't think we have.
No, not even close.
Doesn't mean I'm going to stop fighting, but...
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.